K Classic, K Classic, K Classic. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Sierra Tabay, and today mommy's coming over. So today we are going to interlock my mom's locks. She missed her hair appointment and she has a wedding next week, and she's gonna get her hair styled obviously next week. But when you get your hair interlocked, it could be a little tender, so she didn't want to do the interlocking and styling in the same day due to, you know, not having the pain of her hair being in a updo style. So I'm going to take care of her interlocking, and then next week we'll show you guys what our hair is going to look like, because I'm going to take her to the hair salon and she's going to get a updo style. So you guys, this is a detailed video of how I interlock her hair. So this is the tools that I will be using. I will be using two forms of a crochet needle and also the interlocking tool. And then I have the oil that I use for my hair and some clips to, you know, move her hair out of the way. And I'll also be using some ponytail holders as well. She did wash her hair prior to coming over. You never want to interlock your hair on super wet hair, so she did that before, and now it's time to do the actual interlocking process. So I'm just sectioning off her hair. I am going to start with the back first, and then I'm going to split that in two as well, and then I'll get some close-ups for you so you guys can see how I actually interlock her hair. So I'm going to start off with this section right here, and I am popping some of the hair just to make sure that the lock is clean. And y'all, my mom is going to flinch a little bit. She is very tender-headed just like me, and I promise you guys, I am like the lightest hand person ever. Also, interlocking hurts in general. This is why I don't interlock anymore. I like the retwist method, it's less painful. But anyway, as you can see, I am doing the 4-point rotation method. The hairstylist that we go to does the same method, so I am following what she does. So whenever my mom goes back to that loctician, it'll still be in that way and I don't mess up the integrity of the lock. So I basically just start from each side of the lock and pull the hair through with the crochet needle, and I will show you a couple times how I'm doing this throughout the interlocking process. I also noticed that around my mom's lock that she needs a little bit of maintenance. As you can see, there's a lot of loose hair right there, and there was like a lump in the lock. So I'm gonna take my interlocking tool and use that crochet needle and just pull the hair through and make it more uniformed. And I'm using the 1-prong interlocking tool. You basically use this tool for instantly locking your hair or cleaning up your lock, and, you know, putting the loose hair within the lock. As you can see, the lock is a little bit more cleaner now, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the rest of the hair. While I am doing this, I will take the time to answer a few questions that people ask me when it comes to why I retwist my hair compared to interlocking. First, I'll go ahead and talk about the pros of interlocking your hair versus retwisting your hair. Pro number 1, when you interlock your hair looks fresh a little bit longer compared to getting your hair retwisted. Meaning, when you go wash your hair, you know, throughout the weeks before you get another retie, your hair doesn't frizz up as bad as it would if you got your hair retwisted. Reties are supposed to last a little bit longer than what a retwist would, because retwists are only supposed to last about 4, max 6 weeks. Of course, you can extend that out, but if you have smaller locks, you don't want to do that. So interlocking actually should last about 6 to 8 weeks compared to that retwist, and so your hair looks fresher longer. Pro number 2, interlocking locks your hair quicker compared to a retwist. So as you can see, you're basically tangling your hair already in the interlocking form. But if you're retwisting your hair, you have all of that kind of loose new growth that's not all the way locked yet, and interlocking definitely takes that step away. And I hope that's making sense. I know I'm probably saying it weird, but basically what I'm trying to say is when you interlock your hair locks up quicker, way quicker than it would if you were getting retwist. The third thing I would say is when you get your hair interlocked, it's not as uniformed as it would be if you got a retwist. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes not having uniformity looks way better than having like super uniform locks. And so some people like that, and honestly, I like it too. The cons, in my opinion, of having your hair interlocked compared to retwist is the pain. The pain level is way different because as you see, I'm using a needle and pulling the hair through, and that can be very taxing to your scalp. My scalp would be super tender, and it feel like it would be on fire when I was getting interlocks. I don't know why, but it would be anytime I did my hair, or I had a friend do it, or I had my loctician do it. Anytime my hair would just be on fire, my scalp could not handle it. The second con that I would say about interlocking is the uniformity again. The uniformity looks so much better when you have a retwist compared to interlocking, and I personally like my hair to have that uniformity. It looks good on other people, but I would like my small locks to look uniformed. The third con that I would say is interlocking is a little bit hard when if your lock started budding at the end of your lock and you're trying to pull that lock between the hair. The ends of that lock will make it so much harder to pull the hair through, and I hate that. Like, I really hate that. I don't know if you've seen me struggle a little bit during this video, but like some of her locks have a budding at the end of them that makes it just a little bit more difficult to pull the hair through, and you have to pull a little bit harder, and I know that can hurt the client or whoever you're doing the interlocking to, you or whatever. I would like to point out that my mom is falling asleep while I'm doing her hair, and this is the hardest part of doing my mom's hair because she always falls asleep. Now, if I was yanking and pulling so hard, y'all, I don't think she would be able to go to sleep, so I just wanted to point that out as well. She is falling asleep peacefully, even though I'm struggling. She still is able to, take a little nap while I do her hair. So I got to the point where I found a lock that had a hole in it, and this is pretty common with the interlocking method. So I'm going to show you how I close that hole with my crochet needle. So I'm going to take one of my thinner crochet needles and I'm going to put it through the lock, as you can see, on each side. I'm going to pull it through, all the way through, straight through. And then I'm going to pull the lock through that hole. As you can see, I have the needle all the way straight through, and I'm just going to pull that lock through that hole. It's a tight one, but you got to make sure to pull it all the way through so you won't have any lumps in the lock. And I noticed that there's a little more gap, so I'm going to do it one more time. Take that crochet needle, pull it through each side, and then pull the lock through. And there you go. Now you don't have a hole in your lock. I will actually tag the person who taught me this method. I can't remember her name right now. Okay, y'all, so this is the final look, and we are done with her retie. She's looking fresh and ready to get her hairstyle next week for her wedding. You guys, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and follow me for more videos like this. And yeah, ask any questions in the comment section below. Almost forgot the last step, and that is placing a little bit of oil on your scalp directly. You can do this with a spray bottle, or you can also use just your essential oils in a little tube, however you like to do it. So pretty.
Ooh, yes. Hush. Hey.
Hey, mama.
Hi, Carrie. How you doing? I'm fine.